with Downtime with Downstar, and today we are here with Anthony Rarebreed. Anthony,
Yes, sir. How's it going,
thank
sir?
you for coming, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Bro, it's an honor to be here. Like I said, man, thank you for inviting me, man.
Of course, bro. We've been keeping in contact for it seems like the last year or so.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
you were putting on the 805 Media Day.
First annual.
First annual. So that was last year, right?
Last year in August, yeah.
2024.
Yeah.
So then you sent me recently you sent me the video, and I was watching. I was like, man, that looks so cool, bro. Just everybody getting together and just chopping it up. So tell me a little bit about it. Like how did that all come up?
Yeah. So let's just start from the very beginning, because it has been a minute since like I've even talked about like what brought it to my attention, or how I came up with the idea,
For sure,
or the vision and everything. So not too long ago, like let's just say 2017-18, there wasn't many podcasters around, not many media platforms. You know what I mean? Now in this time, there's about like 30 of them.
Oh, okay.
In the 805 alone.
Interesting. Okay.
You know what I mean? So I mean, maybe even if there was, they weren't surfacing like how everybody is right now. You know what I mean? It was just a lot of artists, a lot of videographers, a lot of recording studios.
Yeah.
So come around, I think it was 2023. Yeah, 2023. I started noticing, well, no, not even then. 2022, I started noticing podcasters coming up, and the area started to grow a little bit more than what it was even years before. And so I started noticing one platform in particular, and they were doing interviews, they were doing ciphers, they were doing other topics of stuff, and I was like, that's really cool, that's dope. Okay. And they're putting Oxnard together right now, because they had a lot of artists from Oxnard just going on there. They had like a cipher. It's really dope. And I was like, that's dope. I know if I had an idea, I want to go interview with them. You know what I mean? Maybe we could kick up some dust or something. My son had gotten sick, so I was looking out for the homie's family. I was like, I don't want your son to get sick, or your family either. So like, can we reschedule? He said, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. We rescheduled, got the date. And then I was like, bro, I want to do something different. I don't want to just bring myself, because you know what? There's other people that I feel you guys should know, because you guys are from the area, but you guys are new to what's outside of Oxnard and Ventura County.
Yeah.
There's artists and other entrepreneurs and creators in Santa Barbara County, which is Santa Barbara, Lompoc, Santa Maria. And then there's people in San Luis Obispo too,
Gotcha.
Which is like, San Luis Obispo, Rio Grande, and all those other places there too. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of artists around here, so I feel I should bring a couple people from each county, from various cities that people know of and been putting in work, and let's do a cipher that way. They were down to do it. So when the day came, I had gotten COVID because we had family come in from out of town. So I had gotten COVID, and I was like, bro, like, I don't know what's going on, but like, I'm sick now with COVID, so I'm really not trying to go to your place. But I have about 10 to 12 artists that are showing up at your door right now any minute.
Oh, shit.
And they're all coming from like 2 hours away, 3, maybe some it's like 5-hour round trip. You know what I'm saying? San Luis Obispo and Rio Grande, all those places are far. I had artists coming from all the way up there. And then some people that had to take the bus and, whatever. Everybody just made it. Everybody made it except for me. So I was like, I told the guy, just go with it. Like, go with it and, go ahead and do these guys. But they just wanted to reschedule the whole thing. So I was like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It wasn't fine with everybody else, I'll tell you that.
I bet.
But I was like, bro, like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm the one that's sick. So whatever. I fucked it up. Not that on purpose, right? But it's just like, whatever, bro. Like, I try to make it work so that everybody else could still go do this thing, this idea I had, so we can connect the coast. So then after that, whatever, a week went by, and then I just started sitting and thinking, and I was like, well, when I came in the game, when I first started 2013, I started off as a promoter.
Mm-hmm.
So I started off in Santa Barbara at the Velvet Jones, and from there, that's just how I started building myself up, was doing shows with hip-hop artists. And I was bringing hip-hop artists that were like kind of underground at the moment, and nobody was really bringing them to the 805 really. So that was like the nice little market I had with doing that. So I had a lot of good shows, a lot of successful ones. And so those are show, and in shows and events, those are things that people come together. I mean, you see a lot of people, a lot of faces, and sometimes it's just like, yo, like everything's all good. We're all here at this event, and
Yeah.
it just brings people together. So I started thinking, I'm like, well, how can we just bring everybody together then? You know what I mean? Like, we're trying different things. We're trying to, I was like, what about an event? Because there's a couple podcasters here. I could probably reach out to radio people. I could probably reach out to other promoters, and then just dial down on the things that will be necessary for an event like this. So I was like, okay. I had a vision of putting together like a complex con or sneaker con type thing.
Gotcha.
Just an event where we could have vendors be the media people, be the podcasters, be radio personnel, be other forms of creators or personalities, so that when the people that come attend this event can get services from these people, or learn, or whatever it is, they're going to be artists, or they're
Yeah.
going to be creators, or whoever it is they're going to be, so put together an event, so we call it network. We can meet each other and get some interviews going on, and just spread music, spread the word, just spread whatever messages that we're trying to have here on this day. So all these like trials and tribulations of trying to put together Coast in other ways, for me, they just weren't working out. So I was like, well, let's just have an event, one place, one time a year. Everybody just comes. They know what the vision is. They know what we're doing here. And yeah, everybody loved it. Everybody loved it because like, fuck, I didn't know about people in Oxnard.
Yeah.
Vice versa, Oxnard didn't know about the artists in San Luis Obispo.
Got it.
You know what I mean? And it's a whole vibe up there, bro. And I keep saying this because it's true. The music you hear up there in San Luis Obispo, the hip hop music, the pop music, everything that they have up there, it's different. It's dope. It's good film music up there, bro. It really is. And what we have here is, our West Coast, our funk, our G-funk, what we're all known for and what we all love here and grew up on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, and so I'm just saying, that I just wanted to put us all together, because the 805 is huge. And there's artists all over the place. There's videographers, studio execs, or studio execs, music managers, promoters, so... I just wanted to bring us all together just one time so that we could see what we could do together.
Cool, bro. I love it, man. So going back to this that podcast that you were gonna be on, or that cipher, who was that, or what was that?
So that was Capsule Talk.
Capsule
Yeah,
Talk.
that was Capsule
Okay.
Talk. They're based out of Oxnard. And, they were one of the first ones that I seen doing multiple things with their podcast. And that's why they grew so fast. Like, they grew fast, and, they were attracting a lot of attention because they were really doing a good job.
Gotcha.
And they still are. They're working on a lot of things. They're remodeling a lot of things. I talked to Jose, the owner, and, he's got, I think, 2 stories, but 2 buildings, only one, and it's a multi-purpose area, and he's working really hard to just bring probably just bring him back, not like a grand reopening type thing, but yeah.
Nice. So you're pretty tapped in here in like 805 Oxnard area.
I would say.
Got you.
I would say.
Okay. So can you name some like podcast or artists out here that are making waves?
Yeah, well, I'll start off with the podcasters.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Connect the Coast.
Connect the Coast.
He's up
Okay.
there, Napomo, Grover Beach, San Luis Obispo area. He's from that county up there.
Got it.
And he has a platform. And right now, recently, what he's been doing, what I could speak on, is the CTC charts, Connect the Coast charts, 805 charts, so that we're able to just also see the growth that's going on with all the artists that we have, and their music and just engagements, and and he has a website. Everything with him is tech, so he's trying to connect the coast through tech.
Got it.
And he's trying to evolve everybody, and he's trying to just he's trying to do some really good things, you know what I mean, with the artists here, you know what I mean? So, like, credit to him, you know what I mean, if people don't want to, but credit to him because he's really trying and he's doing a good job. And he was one of the first ones I reached out to about the 805 Media Day because, you know, I'm like, well, shit, if you're Connect the Coast, then, you know, we got to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then shout out to Odyssey Visuals.
Odyssey Visuals.
She's from Lompoc, you know what I mean? She is a big player in the game right now, you know, and you know, obviously she's from here, Odyssey Visuals. A lot of people know her. She's been moving around a lot though. She's been covering a lot of big events. She's been to Complex Con. She's been to Rhine Fest. She's been to you know, a few others, and she's just been killing it. Just interviews, you know, walking up to people like, hey, you know, can we get one and this and that. Her questions are dope, you know what I mean, and the way she does her podcast is unique, and I like her style, you know. Origin Podcast, they're another great podcast that's on the rise out here in the area too, and they're from Oxnard.
Origin Podcast.
Yeah, Origin Podcast. And you know, they have they do a variety of people, you know what I mean? Because they're about getting your origin story, you know what I mean, and knowing about the person, you know what I mean, and what it is that they want to do or what it is that they're doing, what made them believe in that, or, you know, such things, you know what I mean? So like they like to cover the person, you know what I mean, of who they are and their story and bring out the story. You know what I mean? That's who they're about, you know what I mean? That's Origin Podcast.
Origin Podcast, okay.
Yeah, man. And you know, I've been sending everybody to them too. I've been sending everybody to everybody, you know what I mean? But they've been really committed and consistent, you know what I mean, with what they're doing and everything. So you know, big applaud to them for sure. You got Real Quick though. Real Quick though. Black Truffle TV, man. That's the homie. He is a comedian.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He is from Santa Ana, the Orange County area, but he moved up here, you know, many years ago, probably a decade ago. And he kills it as a comedian. He has his own show called The Burnt Out Real Quick though show every Thursday at Vita Live downtown Oxnard.
Okay.
And he's also had his own shows at Levity Live.
Oh, nice.
And he's in tune with a lot of the big players of the comedian world, bro. And like he has them pull up. He has support, bro, and he's really dope. And he has a dope podcast called The Real Quick Though Podcast that he hosts over there in his studio. And you know, he'll ask his questions, you know what I mean? It's dope. It's not, you know, it's not like an ordinary one, you know. It's different. He likes to ask questions. He likes to just dig in the brain, and you know, and it's funny too. And you know, he'll have like skits of like, you know, can you name this sample, or you know,
got you.
It is
Okay, got you.
Yeah, he's dope, man. He's fun. And he's actually hosting 805 Media Day, the raffle. And he did it last year, so this year he's doing it again. And you know, he's gonna be hosting it again. So yeah, man, big shout out to Real Quick though.
Oh, very cool, you know, man.
There's many more too, man. I don't know how much more you want me to keep going,
I'm not that tapped in, you know, about the local stuff that's going on. I'm born and raised in Oxnard, but I've been in Camarillo since 2020
for sure.
And I'm basically just in my own bubble. You know, just do my own thing. Yeah. All the car stuff and everything that we do, it's all, you know, nothing is really local. You know, social media,
for sure,
connects everybody
globally.
So but there's a lot to offer locally, and I want to start focusing a little more on that. And there's a lot of people doing things out here, man.
Really is. There's a lot of things going on out here. It's really growing, you know, the population, the community itself, you know what I mean? It's really growing. People are evolving. People are coming up with new ideas, brainstorming. They're seeing what other people are doing and bringing it here too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So tell me about the event in 2024. Some people that were there and like how it all went.
Yeah. So when the day came for 805 Media Day last year, it was dope. I started off by setting up the tables and trying to see like where I would put everybody at.
Gotcha.
Make sure that there's a you know, a plug-in, you know what I mean? Make sure we had extension cords, you know what I'm saying?
All the small details.
Yeah, all the small details. I did tell everybody, you know, try to bring some things too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the event is free, you know what I mean? The event is free, you know, even the vendors are free. Everything is free because networking is free and giving game is free. So, you know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, and not only that, like, this isn't my event. I don't call it my event. This is the 805's event. And
Yeah.
that's why I say this is for all of us. So this is for everyone to put a hand on the wheel, even if it's just a pinky. Like, let's put in on something that's beautiful, that is helping the area grow, and it's going to do a lot for everyone here, to just bring more awareness to the area. You know what I mean? Because we have LA, we have San Francisco, and they're both hubs. You know what I mean? We need a hub here too.
For
You know what I
sure.
mean? And
For
just
sure.
build our own for just generations to come. You know what I mean? So I know things don't take overnight. I know that this is just a small stepping stone. And I know, some people also think, well, why do all that when you can just go to LA? Why just keep everything and everyone here? I'm not trying to keep no one here. I'm just saying, like, let's build some stuff up here so that we have our own. Because, to the artists that are young, the youth that are just beginning and just starting, and the young podcasters that want to start podcasting, young DJs and promoters and everybody, maybe not all of them have a mentor or an OG or someone that was in the game that did this already, that could teach them, yo, you got to do this, that, and the third. I didn't have it.
Yeah.
I didn't have it. I had to trust amongst the people that I was working with, and thank God they were all, faithful, good, positive people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And they did show me the ropes right. But I want to create this for the next generation and the next generation who can come to this program eventually.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I want it to be a nonprofit organization one day. I want it to be invested by the state, by the city, whatever. I want to create a program for this so that we could also develop artists here before they go out to LA or before they go out anywhere. Like, let the 805 be a stepping stone for you.
Sure.
Let it be a circle where you can run your rounds and get your practice in and develop as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Before you go in the hands of someone else or something else. I don't know. It's not always everyone's plan, and that's fine. This isn't meant for everybody. It's not. There's people that have their own agenda, and there's people that are like, well, you know what? Like, cool. Like, I did my stuff here. I'm just going to go. Like, that's fine. You know what I mean? A lot of us had to do that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even me in the beginning, I knew I wasn't just always going to do shows in 805. I couldn't. Like, because some of the artists that I started working with and bringing them up here, they're like, yo, come to our team. Like, let's work together. So, some artists, wanted me to be a part of their team. So that meant me having to book them all around the country. Which I did, and which we have been doing. We were doing national tours around the country. You know what I'm saying? So I know the formula. I know it's not just to be, try to build up off the million people that live here alone in 805. You want 50 million, you want a billion, you want more. You want to be globally known. You want to be, for sure, all that. I get that. Yeah. I get that. I understand that. That I have my own artists who I'm working with, and we're doing the same thing. We're doing that too. I'm not telling them just stay here and let's build up your fan base and, your demand here. You know what I mean? Like, do what we do here, but, we got to move around. Everybody got to move around, you know what I mean? And then we come back, we do this, we do more here, we continue growing and growing. And as we grow, we bring people with us, we help other people out, we shoot the ladder down, we do all this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
But that's why, like, I know I'm going really a lot with this, but it's just I want people to understand because I haven't spoken on it in a long time. And that's why the 805 Media Day is an event, so that people can come on this one day to meet everybody, lock them in their phone or DMs, whatever, and then get future services with them later, or get the interview done right there on that day too. Yeah. It doesn't matter, I mean, I'm just trying to create something for people that want to learn the game and get in the game and get some structure and, pick up some resources and build their own empire, or not their own empire, I don't even want to say that.
Whatever they want to build.
Whatever they want to build, and whatever they want to do with it. You know what I mean? Because like I said, there's artists my age, right? I'm 35. So there's artists my age, you know what I mean? And, it wouldn't be meant for them, you know what I mean? Really too much, because they know them, you know what I mean? But yeah, sure, there's some of them that do need to come meet them, because not everybody has met everybody,
for sure.
So
rewind to last year. You had the event.
No, I'm sorry.
No, it's not. When you get talking about something you're passionate about, bro, it just all comes out, and it's obvious to see that you're really passionate,
Right.
and just taking the reins to make something like this, the 805 Media Day, where everybody could just get together and network like that. That's huge, because most people, they just think about what they got going on.
Right.
They don't think about what everybody else has going on, or trying to
Right.
connect people.
Right.
You
So
know?
that's why I want everyone to know what everyone's got going on,
Yeah.
So yeah, back to last year, set up the table so everybody can get set up where they need to. People start showing up, podcasters start showing up, they start lining up and setting their stuff up on the table. Artists start showing up too, and right away, boom. The first person who showed up, I was like, "Yo, what's up, man? Thank you for coming. Let me get you over here and get an interview done." Right away.
Okay.
Right away. Next person comes in the door. Hey, they're busy right now, but you can go to these people. Boom. And then a group of people came. I'm like, hey, how many of you guys are artists, or who's trying to get an interview? Who's got music out, whatever. 4 out of 5 of them said that they were trying to get shit done. I'm like, all right, look, you guys can go as a group over there, this, that. They're busy. You know what I mean? I'm just coordinating. I'm shooting people everywhere they need to go to get things done. I'm keeping people busy because the podcasters, like, some of them were getting up and scouting for themselves too. Yeah, that's dope. Do what you have to do. Everybody, free for all. Go do what you have to do. I'm going to do my part too, though. I'm going to make sure people are busy. I'm going to make sure people are interviewing. If I see a crowd that people are talking, cool. They're talking to people I know they never met. You know what I mean? Because there's people that come to this, like Mambo,
Shout out to Mambo,
Demiza, D Tragic. Some of the other radio people, Destructive, all the recording studios, and people that a lot of these artists want to work with or get in touch with, or just ask, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So this is that opportunity, for people to gather up together. And so that's what it was last year. And there was about 150 artists alone that showed up.
Wow.
There was literally
amazing,
over 100 interviews that got done. Probably even more for sure. If there's 150 artists, the Santa Barbara Independent came out. They did a whole article on there. So shout out to them. They really liked it. They called it the inaugural, first annual of, event that fosters collaborations of its kind and everything. So, they were really hyped on it too, and they liked it. And then shout out to the Isla Vista Community Center for making this happen. The town of Isla Vista has been like really welcoming, because when I came to them with this idea, they were like, that's dope, because we're trying to bring the music scene back here. I'm like, well, I know all the right people. Well, we can make this happen. You know what I mean? So they're just so involved in it now. They send me their logo. They tell me, hey, you want to like bring events here, on Sundays it could be free, this and that. I mean, it is free if you're doing a community event, you know what I'm saying? If you're doing some charge, they don't charge that much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm letting you guys know right now, it's low budget over there at the Isla Vista Community Center. Just respect it and everything will be good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's going to be at the same location as it was last year?
Same location as last time.
Okay.
Yeah, this year. Because it's a good area. It's a good space. And the doors open up like a garage door. So it's kind of like you in and out. You can't even like really realize. There's a big tent. There's a big grass, and there's a hill of grass, and it's dope. People just spread around everywhere, bro.
Got you. Okay, so you actually had people doing live podcasts there.
Yes.
Interesting.
Everybody was.
Okay.
Some of them were live streaming. Some of them were just recording and then release it later.
Got you.
Yeah, some of them were walking around doing interviews. Destructive, he was walking around doing interviews.
Destructive. I've heard of that name
Destructive
before.
Films.
Yeah, tell me about them.
Bro, I'll tell you about him.
Okay.
It's him, and he is him, because he has brought so much. He's just innovated the way 805 has, does videos, and the vision and the visuals, and just the way he's really raw, bro. He's really someone that you should connect with, bro. And I really think that you and him, because he's a videographer and he's one of the best ones in the fucking Southern Cali, I'm gonna say.
Oh, nice.
Even some platforms in the Bay Area have, almost put him on the list too, bro, for a whole West Coast, like Destructive Films. And he has his own studio, multi-purpose studio called 203 Studios in Oxnard.
Okay.
They do different things. They got tattooing, they got videography, Obviously recording studios and stuff, but he's worked with the best of the best. He's traveled all around the country and recently went to France too. He
Oh,
works with so
nice.
many different artists and local businesses too. He's done a lot of car videos. He's done a lot of skateboard videos. He's done a lot of everything, commercials, local businesses, weddings. I mean, he's a videographer that's got like an eye, and his creativeness when he, creates it, like, it's dope. Like, you really just like, and when he wants to brainstorm with you, like it comes out like just so beautiful. I really recommend you talk to Destructive. And
Interesting. What's his name?
yeah, yo.
Yeah, yo. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. Shout out to him, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to him. He's been in the game definitely 20 years.
Oh, very cool. I
Hmm.
love videography.
Yeah.
That's like if I could just do something just for myself and just for fun, it would just be creating.
Right.
You know, I love
Right.
I love videography, doing videos, and just anything creative, from
Right.
drawing. You know,
Yeah.
I'll get some
Yeah,
junk
bro.
mail. I'll get some junk mail, and then I'll just like turn it around, and I'll just start
Dude,
drawing on
nah,
the
bro.
back of it.
That's so dope, bro. That's so dope, and that's just how us creators are. Especially people. Visionaries, man, creators, man. That's just what it is. And it ain't our ADHD. It ain't mine. I know that.
Yeah.
It's just something just gets in my mind. I'm just gotta do it, just real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if it's just a little dull sample, it ends up becoming the greatest reality that you could create.
For sure. Yeah, that's the best thing is this when you get a vision in your head and you're just like, dude, I gotta make that. I gotta
Yeah.
make it happen. I gotta create it.
Yeah, man. That's my vision. When I first started realizing, that I had that tool and that I could create things like that was when I first started skateboarding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that what sparked that to come up was because I see all the skateboard stuff you
Yeah,
have around
yeah.
here, bro. And one of the goats, Andrew Reynolds, yo.
Yeah, shout
You know
out
what
to
I'm saying?
Reynolds, dude.
But yeah, bro, that's kind of like when that all came to play for me.
Got you. So are you born and raised in Oxnard?
Born and raised in Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara. Okay,
Yeah.
got you. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're currently in Santa Barbara.
No, so born and raised in Santa Barbara, but I'm
Okay.
currently in Oxnard.
Okay, got
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
How long have you been in Oxnard for?
2020?
Oh, okay. Got
Yeah,
you. Got you.
Gentrification.
Yeah.
That's what fucked me and got me over here.
Really?
Yeah, because I was living in a cool place, in a ranch, like just in the canyons, just with no neighbor in fucking sight.
Mm-hmm.
Just, us and the family. And then yeah, this movie producer just came around, bought the ranch, and just wanted to make it be a business. So like us and probably like 6 other families, we got paid $5,000 in 3 months to move out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bro, it was a bitch too, because my grandparents had been living there for like 60 years, and then me almost my whole life, and my kids and everybody
Oh,
else.
no.
Yeah, bro, it was crazy. It was crazy. And then just to be like living in the valleys, like in Goleta, we lived in Goleta.
Got you.
So like just right there in the valleys, and then now you live like in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's that like? That's a big transition.
It is actually. I mean, obviously, like I've always spent time in the city. You know what I mean? Like doing what I do in the music and entertainment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But actually living in it and waking up, going to sleep, like it's not that it bothers me. It's not. It is different. You know what I mean? Because there's no peace. No fucking peace, bro. I come from being in peace, bro. Like I can hear the birds singing. I hear the seagulls and the fucking.
That's funny.
You know what I'm
bro.
saying? The hawks or the fucking crows and shit.
That's so facts, dude. I think that's why a lot of people in Oxnard are always so tense, bro, and always so on edge.
Hey, bro, there's an ambulance.
Can't chill, dog.
There's a siren going on every 5 minutes past the house, bro. Like.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And most of the time, they're just doing it to get past the red light.
Yeah, everybody's in a hurry, bro.
Yeah, man.
Everybody's in a hurry.
Everybody's in a hurry, dog.
Oh shit! Yeah, but so you moving to Oxnard, did that help out with you meeting more people and connecting?
Well, I was actually taking a break. I was actually off social media. I was actually like off
the grid,
off the
bro.
world,
Okay.
bro. Yeah, yeah. So like I said, I started off as a promoter back in 2013, and started off in Santa Barbara. But then, like I said, sooner or later, artists were like, "Oh, like let's work together and let's see what we could do." And I just started going around the country for like the next 5-7 years. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting. Okay.
And then come 2018, I had to take a break from everything. Like my mentor Demiza said, how to hang up the coat. Family had to come first. This being my grandparents, you know what I mean? Just they're getting older. You know what I'm saying? And there was nobody to take care of them. And me, before this music stuff happened, I was actually a caregiver, working at the hospitals, working at the retirement homes. And so, I just naturally just said, fuck it, time to go home. Like, just for a bit. I had told everybody who I was working, like, I can't do shows right now. Like, I just can't. I gotta do something to work from home, or just like whatever. Like, I don't care right now. Like, the shows ain't doing it for me right now. Life is pressuring me. You know
For
what
sure.
I'm saying? Like,
For
a
sure.
lot of things. And there was a lot of other negativity going on too with family, like, my parents and stuff. A lot of negativity. And that was another deep thing that happened too, because there was separation in that. But had to come home, take a break, 2018, and up until 2019 or 2020 is when I started, like, I still had a lot of artists in my emails, so I reached out to a couple artists from the 805. First one I reached out to was Oxnard Pugs, so shout out to him. That's my boy right there. I reached out to him in an email, and I was like, "What's up, bro? How's it all going?" He's like, "What the fuck? Like, MIA, bro? Like, how you hitting me up in the email?" I'm like, a lot of things have happened, but what's going on? He's like, wow, shit, like, when it's going,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, shit, I might want to come back, and do some things. He's like, well, we need some power players, you know what I mean? Or, some players in the force, you know what I mean? To make some moves, and,
So when you were on the road, what was life like?
Fast.
Yeah.
I had my daughter at the time. She was probably about 5 or 6. I spent time with her every day. You know what I'm saying? So that was one thing that took a toll for me. It was different, but I never got homesick.
Yeah.
It was just fast, bro. Like, everything. Cause look, I started off where, like, I knew what was to happen. Like, I had an agenda. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, I'm working for an artist, or I'm working for a lot of artists, and they're just in high demand, like, everybody's hitting them up. We got to move. Every day is a fucking meeting. Every day is a new move. Every day is something different. Like, so, like, it was just going with the flow, you know what I mean? And just had to trust that whole, that whole light that I was just in with everything that was going on. But I was working. I was learning. I was working. I was doing everything I was told to do. And, you know what I mean? Just being a good employee, or a good intern in the beginning. You know what I mean? And then turning into a great employee, and then just doing everything I needed to do to bring to the table and evolve us and just keep things going. So shit was fast.
So what were some of your tasks that you had to do?
So a lot of things were like, okay, how can we move the music more? Let's get some more shows. Let's sell some more merch. What designs can we come up with? What business brands can we collaborate with?
Gotcha.
What can we do to keep these names going and moving and growing?
Gotcha.
So it was kind of like just having to put these people's resumes into a thing that we call EPK, electronic press kit. Basically, it's a resume. It's a file. You just, like you give to a regular job, but it's a file about your music career. You know what I mean? What you're doing here, and the accolades and all the accomplishments.
Gotcha.
And everything. So you send that to the labels. You send that to, Bel Air. You can send that to Off Field. You can send that to, Supreme. Be like, yo, would you like to make a collaboration? We have this to, make happen and bring value to, the collab that we do type stuff, and it's just a lot of try to get our hands in different things, but obviously the right moves and things that are going to make sense with the fans, the music, the direction it's going.
Yeah.
And so, just having to learn the person. You have to learn the person you're working with. You got to learn who they are, what they like, what interests, what their vision is. Most importantly, where they're trying to take this, and what kind of brands they want to be associated with,
For sure.
You know what I mean? It's like, yo, you want to follow what Aftermath did, 50 Cent, Eminem, and Dre did, and go get those same brands and same videographers and same beats and same go hit the same platforms and podcasts and breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to do, you got to reach out to find those certain people or people that can get you in those doors. So
Got
it's like
you.
a lot. It's a lot, especially when you're, when you're in a high demand and you're, already reaching those levels and stuff. You know what I mean? Going to label meetings, having big, companies like Live Nation run your tour. You know what I mean? And getting bottle brands from Bel Air Champagne and, getting brand deals with Fashion Nova. And you know what I mean? Just so on, so on. A lot of money, a lot of deals, a lot of decisions.
So you started to do that in 2013, you said?
So no, it probably would have been 2015.
Okay.
Because 2013 when I was independent, I guess you could say, and then 2015 is when some of the artists were like, "Yo, like you do a good job. Like, can you help us with some things?"
Got it.
So it's like, all right, just working with LA, artists from LA, basically. You know what I mean? Because that's who I was bringing to 805. You know what I mean? Was a lot of artists. Well, not just LA, just everywhere. People that. Like artists that were popping, but like they weren't on the radio, they weren't on mainstream.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Underground in a way back then.
Got it. So then you're doing this from 15 to 18.
Yeah.
And then 18, that's when you had to take the break.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. And then from there, come 2020, that's when you had to move out of Goleta.
Yeah.
And then move into Oxnard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got you. So then when you got to Oxnard, like what was your plan? You say you were off the grid at that time still. Like what made you want to get back on?
Well, it's funny. So like when I first moved here, I mean, first thing I had to do was find work.
Yeah.
So, I just like I said, I just started just reaching out to different people and seeing what can we do. I even hit up a few people like, yo, like I might need a loan real quick to make some moves happen. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know, that's just what it takes real quick. And so I think it just started off with, so after the emails, I emailed someone else and I was like, what's going on? Like this and that. And they're like, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's get back in it. Like, because this is somebody who I've worked with before. And so they're, yeah, like, you ready? Like, let's do it.
Got it.
And I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready, but let's see, like, what's the plan? Like, because I'm not going to lie, like, me being off it, bro, me being, like, just completely gone and everything, like, I kind of felt a little good. You know what I'm saying? But I knew myself, bro. I had limitations. I cannot be fucking not doing shit at all. Like the itch was there the whole time. Don't get me wrong, bro. I wasn't just blowing it off like fucking like I forgot about this. No, trust me, it haunted me even just being on this break. But that's why when I reached out to my friend, I'm like, what's going on? What should we do? We could do this, we could do that. I'm like, all right, but are you gonna help me though? Because I don't want to come back alone. I don't want to do this by myself. I actually want to come in with some people. I want collaborations now. I just want everybody. I just want to be the vision, but I want brains around me. So whatever, push comes to shove, he says, yeah, let's do it. So then I have a talk with my wife. I'm like, listen, I'm thinking about going back and doing some music stuff. I don't know. Because during this break too, like I said, a lot of negativity was happening, separation between me and my parents. And it was, I don't know, bro, a lot of shit happened mentally and spiritually broken.
Yeah. And
so there was a lot of healing I had to do. I just healed not too long ago.
Yeah.
Beginning of this year, I just healed since 2020. You know what I'm saying? I've been through a lot of shit, just with inner family stuff and then other stuff too, and just things I never would imagine would ever happen. But it's okay now because I'm free. My mind's free. My kids' minds are free. And like, we're good now. But, so I was telling my wife, I want to do this. I feel good now, I knew I wasn't healed yet. I knew I was still dealing with shit, but I was like, I just need to get my mind off shit. I can't be in this house too long, and so, all right, cool. If that's what you feel you got to do it. I prayed to God. I said, if this is what's going to happen, then allow it to happen and allow whatever positive needs to come with it to come and whatever negativity that needs to flush out to flush. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, cool. I'm set now. I'm ready. Like my faith is with this and I'm confident in myself. So let's go ahead and do it. he flaked. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
The first I come back on Instagram, and right away, you know, people start following me, and they're like, "Fuck, Tweezy." Oh, that's right. I used to go by a name and Tweezy.
Okay.
That was the name. I mean, everybody still knows me that. I'm not knocking it off. I'm not. That's my name. That's who I am.
Yeah.
So people were like, "Yo, Tweezy, like you back? What's happening? Like da da da, this and that. Let's do shows right away, bro. Like let's do shows. We gotta do this shit. We gotta go to top." I'm like, damn. Like I took 4 years off, man. Like I was just drawn back by the love already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The second day I made the Instagram, there's people already like, bro, we gotta work, bro. I want to work, like da da da. I was like, it took me back, just made me reflect and realize,
man,
like, damn, bro, like that's like no matter what, bro, like these people love me and like still want to work with me, still want to do the impossible because they know I'm down to do the impossible, and they know I'm down to go for whatever heights it is I have to, or whatever miles I have to. You know what I mean? No matter how long it takes, I'm a committed person.
Yeah.
So, you know, that was dope to see. So right away, I kind of already had like first order business. Somebody wanted to put together a tour with one of the OGs from the 805, which was DJ Dominator from the group Triple C, Central Coast Click. You know, they're one of the pioneers from the 805, also with Cat Lifestyle and, you know, Brown Intentions and the artists from Oxnard and all them. You know, all these guys, you know, that created a sound from here, you know, and so forth. So that was the first order of business. And so I told my friend, I'm like, hey, bro, like, dude wants to do a tour, a mini tour. You know what I mean? We'll do Oxnard, we'll do Lompoc, we'll do Bakersfield, and I think they want to do Riverside. And so I'm like, what's up? You down? And this and that. He didn't come through, bro. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, man. All right. So I'm left alone to do this shit. Whatever.
Yeah.
I did it. Made it happen. We did a few shows. And it was cool, you know? You know, obviously not everything goes how it plans. It's not all picture perfect. In your head it is. But once you go do it, there's some obstacles. There's just some things or, you know, some miscommunication. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it was all 100% and it all just ended up happening. And I was glad it happened. I was really happy to happen because it just, it actually made me think, okay, that just happened. I just went through that. And the way I handled it, I am proud of myself. I am proud of myself the way I handled it. No matter how it went, no matter what nobody said or how or what they said, I handled it and it went great. And with my wife by my side too, like I couldn't have been more proud. But so that was like the first thing. I was like, all right, that was cool. Like, you know, but it didn't fulfill me in a way where I was satisfied. I loved it. I loved doing it, but it wasn't like internally like something that was like yeah, like you know.
Yeah.
I don't know, and like I don't like to say things like that, but you know, I just have to be honest with myself, you know, because I just feel like that's probably not the reason why I came back into the game. You know, that was just the first person that hit me up and wanted to work with me, and right away I just say yes because I'm that type of person.
Yeah.
I didn't like say like I don't want to do that right now. I want to figure out what I want to do first. I didn't do that. So then the second thing that happened was my homie Slick from Santa Barbara. Shout out to Slick, man, and you know, shout out to him. He's a great man. He's a great husband. He's a great father, and he's a hard worker. And you know, he was on my team. You know, when I was moving around doing this whole things with other artists going around the country, you know, he's a part of the team. And so he had hit me up on Instagram too, like, yo, what's up, fool? Like, you back? What we doing? I'm like, I don't know. I have an artist that you might be interested in. All right. You know, and he introduces me to Play Beezy. And shout out to him because he was different. He wasn't just, you know, just a regular hip hop artist. He was trying to do some singing too in it too. So I was kind of listening to kind of music like that too at the time, like where they do rapping and singing, like, you know, like No Cap and, you know, D Baby and, you know, maybe some other guys that some people know. Not everybody knows them, but, you know, melodic type flows and stuff.
Got it.
So he was doing that. I was like, oh, bro, like that sounds dope. I think it's just because I was into pain music. You feel me? I was into pain music. So, you know, still am, but so that's why, like, I was like, yeah, like, let's fuck with each other, you know, like, and, you know, he was kind of like, some of his songs were kind of like that, you know what I mean? in a way. So I'm like, all right, let's do something together. So I got a loan. I asked someone for $1,000 because I had to rent studio. I had to pay Destructive to shoot a video, and I had to buy beats, and all that shit was $1,000. So we did it. We had the single. We did the video. We marketed. We pushed it. I had him, jump on one of the shows because at the same time, I did some other show in Bakersfield. It was a little local showcase, and then we took it to Mambo on the radio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did that too, and we did all this. We did everything. You know what I mean? But if I'm gonna be honest again, it didn't like fulfill me in a way where I was like, yes, like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, and it's no shade to nothing. No, like I loved doing it with you. I did. It's just me, bro. And so later on, when I was trying to, figure out. So then later on, after all that, I was just still trying to figure out what's next. What am I doing? And then that's when the whole, connecting the coast with the cipher thing at the podcast thing came around. And then, I started getting passionate about it, So then that's kind of like when I started figuring out, okay, that's kind of where I'm going to start heading. And so my first interview about the event was with Destructive Films.
Okay.
And it wasn't supposed to happen that way. I did not plan on doing interviews. I, let alone, didn't plan on even, talking about it or anything like that. But he hit me up. He's like, hey, bro, like new equipment just hit my doorstep. Like, I kind of want to test it out. Like, is it cool if we just like film our conversation? Like, I'm not going to post it, but like, I just want to test it out. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. I don't care. Like, test out your equipment. I'll be your guinea pig. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, but low key, like if it comes out good though, fuck it. I'm like, all right, whatever, cool. So he said whatever. But because my whole thing was 805 Media Day, like I started already, talking about it. The flyer wasn't ready yet, so I had no flyer, but I was just talking about it. I was reaching out to all the podcasters, Connect the Coast, Odyssey Visuals, real quick, to all these people I mentioned earlier. And I started reaching out to the recording studios. So first one I reach out to is Destructive, because I'm like, I want to talk to you and your studio. I want you guys to be involved because this is what I'm doing. Yeah. Yada, yada. Cool. So that was just my whole mission for the day. But what became of that and what ended up being recorded was actually really beautiful, because that made me feel really good and satisfied and made me realize, I have something here now. I got my purpose. You know what I mean? And I found it, having beat that I found it being with Destructive. And it's cool because it was a full circle moment. You know what I mean? We have been doing shit way before anything, even before, I guess I got, I got known, you know what I mean? Or,
Gotcha.
Because I was part of some popular backgrounds, you know what I mean, with some popular artists. So that's why, like, people were like, so, like, that's why, like, before all that, like, me and Destructive, like, we had been friends. We had been cool. So just to have that full circle moment, that's why I have no regrets, or I don't feel bad about Capsule Talk and what happened, because the way it happened was how it was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm where I'm supposed to be right now. Even now. You know what I'm saying? Here with you.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, I was just so grateful for that. So that's where that came into play. And then from there, it just started like the snowball effect, And then boom, after that, I just started layering things down of my opinions, just like what artists should be doing, how they should be preparing, what they should be doing now with music, how to be consistent, how to, roll out things, how to develop themselves as artists, how to put together their own, all this game, bro. I just started giving all the game that I've known from all the years, things I've picked up from artists who are their favorite artists, or people I've worked with, managers I've worked with, producers I've worked with, label execs I've met, just everybody. So yeah, that's kind of like where I started finding myself as the 805 music advocate.
Oh, good, bro. I love it. So tell me about some local artists that have been buzzing lately. Maybe more in like the Oxnard area.
Yeah. Well, there's actually a good grip of them, man. And I wish I had a list for it, but we'll just, off the top of my head, there's 10K Lee, there's Big Time Bake, there's OGT, there's King Harris, there's Mark Ford, there's Young Scar, there's Young Chotch, there's Oxnard Pugs, Big E, Young Quicks, um, um,
No, those are already good names off the bat.
I know.
I had Chach in here.
Oh,
Shout
nice.
out
I
to
seen that one.
Chach. Yeah, good dude, man. I actually want to run it back with him.
Oh, you should, bro.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he's dope, bro.
Yeah.
He's dope. I remember him.
Great story.
Yeah, I remember him from years ago for sure. Like there was some like some shows, you know what I mean, that I was gonna get him on and this and that, but whatever, fucking promoters and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was like, fuck it, we'll just figure something out later,
Yeah, shout out to him, man.
Yeah, shout out to Young Chotch, man.
Shout out to Young Quicks. Had him on the podcast.
Yeah, shout out to Young Quicks, man. He doesn't get a lot of credit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's hustling, man.
He is. He's hustling, bro. He is. He's done a lot more than a lot of artists that I know, bro. He's been on so much shit.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, he's on his hustle, man. Shout out to him.
For sure,
and then Mark Ford. Shout out to Mark Ford. I actually grew up with him, so we went to high school together. Yeah,
that's right.
We used to skate together.
Yeah, that's dope, bro.
Yeah, shout out to him one time. Today's Halloween.
Yes,
I remember in Halloween 2001, Mark Ford dressed up as Osama bin Laden and had an envelope full of powder, and he had anthrax wrote on it, and he was like throwing it around and shit.
Hey,
shout out to Mark.
You're a sick man.
But I mean, talk about somebody that's creative, bro.
Yeah, like, bro. Have you seen his visuals lately?
He kills it, man. He's not only is he
the
good
money tree
at rapping, but he's good at putting it all together in a package.
Is.
That's his album.
Oh,
right there.
Shit, that's fucking right, bro. He's got your fucking vinyl right here, bro.
Yeah. Shout out to Mark Ford. Yeah.
Shout out to Mark Ford, man.
Yeah.
The money tree.
I try to stay tapped in, but just if I'm not in the mix and it doesn't cross my path, your algorithm is only built up for what you're specifically into.
Most definitely.
And me personally, like, I don't really go on social media for like my own pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
It's more revolved around business kind of stuff,
right?
So we'll get tagged in some cars that have our stuff, or we're doing work with these guys or whatever. So your algorithm can change really quickly to just a one track kind of thing.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So we're like so into the automotive stuff,
Yeah.
But that's only like one part of my interest.
Right.
And I love to see like people out there on their grind, and I try to stay tapped in with them as much as I can. And I see like, say like Mark Ford, I'll see him post a video or something. I'm like, damn, he's doing really well, man. He's really talented in what he does. And I wish the best for him.
Yeah,
and
man.
All those guys, dude. I've heard of the that guy Young Scar.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever heard of his music, but I saw a lot of podcasts of his popping up.
Same here. Like, I haven't heard much of music, but like, his reputation of him, like, just definitely follows him, because a lot of people just say a lot of great things about him. They say a lot about his music, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just poetry, you know what I mean? The way, just I'm really looking forward to a lot of his new music. I know he's about to drop something with a Structure. He might already did. It's featuring Ty Dolla $ign. I'm not Ty Dolla $ign. It's featuring Stupid Young. My bad.
Got it.
Young Scar featuring Stupid Young, shot by Destructive Films.
Got it. So yeah, it looks like his newest thing was from last year. Authentic. G'd up. But shout out to him, man. I was listening to a little bit of his story, and it sounded like he had a lot of a history.
Yeah, you heard of Camden Guapo?
I have not.
Okay, he's from Santa Paula, but he has been doing extremely well too. I mean, I did a mini tour with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually did one with him after the OG Dominator one. He hit me up. Well, we talked, like, because I had been talking to him, like, way before when, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I was like, damn, bro, like, you're growing. And, like, this is, like, when he had, like, less monthly monthly listeners and followers too. I'm like, damn, we're like, you're growing. And then like things start happening. I'm like, I think you're ready for a mini tour. And he was, and we did it. And there was 5-6 cities, and he did pretty good, bro.
Nice.
Yeah, he's from Santa Paula. He's young. He did a lot of remakes to songs, you know, like Two Step or Yeah, you know, with us, you know, just different like, you know, Baby Bash stuff, you know what I mean?
Interesting.
And he has a lot of original music too, which is really dope too. But you know, we did that tour, bro. Like he must have had at least like 100 people show up to each show, and this is like some kid from Santa Paula going to like outside the 805.
Awesome.
The Ventura show was obviously popping. That's hometown. There's like 300 people there. Shout out to Devin Smith. He really helped us out with that event and made it a very great successful one.
Got it. I had Devin on the podcast too, but this was probably 2018,
Nice.
2019.
Nice. Shout out to Devin Smith.
Long
man.
time ago. That's cool, man. So who would you say is like the big dog of the 805?
That's a dangerous question.
Yeah, I mean,
no, I know
somebody's putting work in there.
There is.
Yeah.
There is, bro. There's a couple people putting in work, you know, but to be determined of that, we shall see.
Yeah.
We shall see for sure.
Got it. So, within like this whole, let's say like the rap community, the podcast community, does it seem like everybody, do they all get along, or is there a lot of tension? Or so say you're putting on this event, the 805 day, or there's a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds. Facts. All in the same place. Last year, was there any issue with that? And this year, do you have any kind of like, do you foresee there being any sort of issues or anything like that, or
none? But even if there is, it's nothing that we can't handle properly.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I'm
sure.
Saying? I mean, because I really made it a point last year that, look, guys, this is a place where we could all meet, we could all network, shake hands, network amongst each other, build relationships, and it is a sacred place.
Yeah.
It is a sacred place. It is a safe place for creators and all alike to be who they want to be that day. You know what I mean? There's no such thing as stupid questions, no such thing as being embarrassed or shy. You do you. I tell people are asking me like, hey, like, is there performing? I'm like, no, but you could bring your own speaker and mic and do your own shit.
Oh, shit.
Do mic drops. Yeah, there's videographers that are going to come and they're going to ask artists, hey, come stand by my mic and let's do a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it all goes, everything. But yeah, as far as like, you know, the tensions, you know, I mean, yeah, have people brought to my attention in DMs? Of course. You know what I mean? The ones that have problems.
Got it.
With others. You know what I'm saying? They didn't show up. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, and neither did, you know, I don't know. You know what I mean? You know, those who want to show up are going to show up for the great cause and for what they're coming to do. You know what I'm saying? And if it happens to be that there's someone there that, you know, they might have so missed, you know, some whatever it is, you know, it's all good. We will go about it and, you know, handle things properly.
For sure. So as far as coming up, the event is November 22nd.
Yes.
November 22nd at Isla Vista. So who do you have that's going to be showing up as far as podcasts, businesses, artists, or anything like that?
So as far as podcasts, we have Connect the Coast. We have Iceberg Lounge. We have Real Quick Though. We have El Cuarto de mi Suerga. We have Los Amigos Mix Show. We have yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We got Indie Global magazine. We have Origin Podcast, Odyssey Visuals, and local businesses too. You know, there's a few of them that are gonna come. They didn't quite make the flyer, but you know, I'm working to see, because even though that's the first flyer that came out, I still put out more flyers, and it's not, and they're flyers like detailing the event, what things to do, what to expect, you know, kind of, you know, like if it was, you know, some play that you're going to, or some, you know, circuit event or
For
something,
sure.
you know, like a timeline and things in that, you know, how artists should prepare, you know, different flyers. So like, you know, definitely still going to put logos and stuff, the raffle too, all those flyers too. So more local businesses are showing up too, but shout out to True Effects, the graphic designer who designed the flyer, because the flyer because his community is a lot of local businesses, bro. A lot of food businesses, a lot of clothing businesses, a lot of neon sign people, and like just different businesses from the 805 and Oxnard itself.
Gotcha.
So he's bringing all them too as well. And you know, we have promoters that are coming. We have Isaiah Two Turnt, Devin Smith. We got Big Chop, AP the Mac, maybe Eric. We got Dome Splitter, Stone Dart and the Minx. If you heard of Stone Dart and the Minx, bro, they're a local cookie. Well, they're not just local, right? They sell their cookies everywhere, but they're here in Oxnard and they do events here in Oxnard. And they're kind of like, no, I'm not even gonna say they're kind of like, they're better than Crumble Cookie.
Interesting. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if you know about Crumble Cookie, then you kind of know like what kind of cookies they make. You know, all, you know, with different chunks and flavors and stuff, and you know, really creative, bro. Like we actually have a collaboration coming up with them soon, so so that's gonna be dope. So they're gonna be there, you know.
And what is that called again?
Stone Dar and the Minx.
Okay.
Yeah, Stone Dar and the Minx. Yeah.
Where are they located at?
Oxnard.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do they have like a shop or anything? Or?
No shop, but they do put their cookies in local businesses who are down to, you know, have their cookies there. I know they have some like at Mountain Mike's Pizza in Thousand Oaks. They have some at the Mystery Shop in downtown Oxnard.
Gotcha.
Probably other various places too, you know. And you know, and they obviously sell online, you know, and make deliveries too and shit like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do a lot of deliveries for sure.
Oh, okay, cool.
But
so then what should people expect for this event? Maybe that didn't happen last year. Is there going to be anything different that's going to happen this year? Like what? So from what time is it to what time? And yeah, what can they expect in between that?
So the event is from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m.
2 to 7, okay.
And as soon as the doors open, which is 2 p.m., the first podcaster that's ready and open to take interviews, that person should go and introduce themselves and tell them who they are and what they want to talk about. And, you know, obviously that will come amongst them too. And then just do interviews, man. Honestly, the thing that people should expect when they come here, they should expect to get an interview done. They should expect to meet someone who they've been wanting to meet or meet people that they haven't met.
Gotcha.
And to leave home with at least 50 new numbers or 50 new follows on their socials or phone. You know what I'm saying? Like you should not leave empty-handed.
Okay.
No matter what it is, even if it's some stickers, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You should not leave empty-handed. You know, even if it's just knowledge. You know what I mean? And same thing with the podcasters. They should not leave empty-handed.
For sure.
You know what I mean? The promoters too. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to come. It's not just the artists. You know what I mean? Because even though like this event is kind of like for the artists, you know what I mean? Because my whole thing in the beginning too was to give back to the artists. You know what I mean? Give back a time and day when people give into the raffle, such as free studio time, free beats, free video, free music video, free graphic design.
Gotcha.
Like these are all things that were in our artist raffle last year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And someone even gave a free tattoo. Give
nice.
out to us. Yeah, shout out to Esparza Inc., bro. He gave out a large back tattoo worth over, you know, probably $250.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? But cool shit like that. We have raffles for the artists, you know what I mean? So that they could also win some free shit, you know what I mean? Because they're the ones putting money into people's pocket. They're the ones, you know, putting in a lot of work. And so do we. You know what I mean? We do too, but you know, obviously like we have to, you know, or not, I'm not even gonna say me, but you know, recording studios, producers, videographers, they have to sell their services, you know what I mean? So this is like a one day in a life where we should do a pro bono, you know what I mean? Like
for sure, yeah.
Like let's give some shit back on this one day to the artists or other creators or people that are, you know, that sacrifice a lot. And so that's what everybody should expect. Whether you're an artist, whether you're a podcaster or a entrepreneur, a creator, just don't leave empty-handed. Come prepared to interview, meet people, and you know, build a relationship after this.
So some of those artists that you mentioned, are they going to be at the event as well?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Cam showed up last year, you know, Trophy Kid, he showed up last year. Bunch of people showed up last year. OGT, Chris the Thrillist, Iki, Mavu. Yo, shout out to my brother Mavu, man. Mavu is a big part of 805 Media Day. A lot of people may not know, but I'm gonna put it out there. Sorry, bro, but he has helped out with 805 Media Day tremendously a lot. Last year, he just helped out with so much, bro, and he even helped plug in with some radio stuff and marketing. Like, so shout out to my boy Mavu.
He's from Santa Paula.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. He's
Yeah,
from Santa Paula,
Shout out to him, man. I've been following him.
Oh,
as well.
cool. Dope. Yeah, bro. He's such a good soul, and he helped out last year, and that's what he does. He helps out everybody, But yeah, you could definitely expect to meet a lot of artists. I mean, like I said, Demiza was there last year. Mambo was there last year. Tree Factory was there last year. D Tragic was there last year. A lot of important people, a lot of important promoters. A lot of important people that people should be getting in contact with. And then obviously people that come from other parts of the 805 that we just don't even know nothing of. So it's like, it's just great. And just entirely
shout out to Mambo, bro. How'd you link up with him?
So yeah, man, shout out to Mambo, and shout out to everybody who has mentioned my name to Mambo, man. And vice versa, Mambo has mentioned my name to other people too, to get me on their podcast or get me in contact with whatever it is I'm doing. First time I got in contact with him was because of the first mini tour with OG Dominator.
Okay.
I reached out to him because I was like, hey, I seen that he did this artist spotlight or locals spotlight thing on the radio. So I was like, hey, I want to come up there and put some shine on his tour with OG Dominator. I know you know him. Everybody fucking knows him. He's been on the radio still to this day. So he's like, yeah, okay, for sure. Come through. He gave me the itinerary and the requirements of what to fill out, this and that. So I did. And then after that, it was a good interview. It went well, it was cool. But that wasn't, I don't think that's when, it was like, I don't think that's when the spark happened, right?
Got you.
It happened when I brought 805 Media Day around, and I was like, hey, I have an event and it's very different. And it's just something that I just feel like the area needs and could definitely be useful to the whole community. So he was down, brought me up, and I liked his questions. And we even had questions before we talked, and, just to match up things, and it went well. And, and I think just after that, and then seeing the event go down, he continued to talk about it even after on his radio show too with D Tragic.
Really?
Yeah, bro. Both the radio guys, D Tragic and Mambo, were just talking about it after, bro. And like, again, I'm just kicked back. I'm like, bro, like these fools, like these legends are talking about, and like they're giving me props and credit. It's dope. So, I just feel that's just where that relationship started, and that's what it sparked. And so, like, he told me some things that, maybe I could help out with and do more, and then vice versa, I know he looks out for me and tries to put me in a position, to try to help me out and get things done. So, yeah, man, I love Mambo, man. He's been looking out, silently, but like I hear it, I show up somewhere and it's like, hey, you're here because of Mambo. I'm like, all right. You know what I mean? So yeah, big ups to him, man.
Yeah, big shout out to Mamba. I love that guy. He's the dot connector, bro, and it puts you in a position
for sure
to win. Yeah, and very knowledgeable, and somebody good to have on your side.
Yeah, he's definitely a prominent one from the area, bro.
Yeah, much love to him, and dude, everything he's done. I've been following him ever since I was a kid, bro. Same. And yeah, bro, he's definitely one of the leaders out here in the 805.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to him, man. You were talking earlier. I wanted to get back to it. You said that you listen to sad music. What do you mean by that?
So I don't mean sad music like like breaking up with a girl or nothing like that. I don't listen to all the sad music because I know some of it, like, it's just not the mood I'm in, or it's just not the shit I went through.
Yeah.
But there's certain artists who I listen to because they either had negative people in their life that brought them down, or were doubtful, or narcissists, or just spiritually just fucked them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's just more the most recent things that I went through with my parents, with my mom, and since birth. But I had an awakening at 32, 33 years old. You know what I'm saying? On my birthday, and just it was just crazy. I just had an awakening, a spiritual awakening. But I for some reason I had felt I had been on a spiritual journey since I turned 27 or 28. Because at 25 years old, when I was traveling and doing all this shit with the music, everything started like changing in my mind, where it was just like something was opening up. I couldn't explain it because it was just still too new. Just
Got you.
but then
Gotcha.
as I got older, 28, I started realizing, like, damn, I think I'm on a spiritual journey. And then at 32, 33, when things started happening, like a lot of like, you know, what I mean, just signs, you know what I mean, and intuition and
Yeah.
you know, energies, you know, I just started really like feeling and relating to. And you know, I'm not trying to like go off topic and like get all like that, right? But
It's all good.
this is my experience. This is my life. So
Yeah.
I just say that to say to when it come to when I had to separate my parents, it was just because I woke up and realized that who they really were and who they weren't to me.
Gotcha.
And I didn't know for so long because, you know, when you're brought up by narcissists, um you're just blind by all that, you know. You don't know. Some people don't fucking wake up till they're 60. Some people don't wake up until it's just like later in life, or like the parents died and they're like what the fuck, like they really dragged me through some shit. They really made me feel some shit. They really took me away from certain dreams I had and told me that they weren't dreams. They told me that skateboarding was just something that was just going to be a quick thing, a fad, or, you know, a phase. Even though I was committed and I was convinced and had pure conviction in my heart that if I kept on practicing this sport and I was committed and consistent, I would get sponsored. I would become a pro or an amateur, and I would go travel. I'd be like my favorite team, the Shorties team. I'd be like my favorite skaters, Sam Baptiste and Jesse Sylvie. I'd be like them traveling. But you got parents, bro, and you're only like 16, 16, 15, and they're like, that's not it. No, that's skateboarding's just game. You gotta go do football. Football is a real sport. Football will take you. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Gotcha.
you know, so whatever. Go ahead, go keep doing shit, whatever. You know, then later on, you know, and it was crazy because like a lot of hype did happen. I did get sponsored, you know. Shout out to Surf Country, the small skate shop in Goleta. They sponsored me. They took me on because I kept bringing them videos, so they saw the potential, bro.
Yeah.
And I saw it myself too, but they didn't. My parents. So it's just like, switch up. That ain't it. Like, you know. Then, you know, whatever. Later on, you know, I just pick up music. You know what I'm saying? And same shit, bro. I got potential. I'm him, really doing a lot of great things with this shit. I mean, people are applauding me from New York, Boston, Florida, Texas, Arkansas.
Yeah.
People know my name in 48 states, maybe less. But still, it's not good enough for them. Still, it doesn't matter. They see the hands clapping online. They see the people showing up. People are telling them, you know, good things about me. I've even brought some of the artists to the house, and they just tell, man, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, you need to stop with all that. You know, that's just a dream. That shit won't go, again, a phase. That ain't, you know? And yeah, maybe I'm like 23 at that time, you know, but still, like, they're your parents, you know what I'm saying? And it's just hard to be like, fuck off. Like, I'm going to go do this, you know what I mean? Fuck it. If I don't have a house to come back to or nothing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that I was like always living with them. I wasn't, but it's just like, just always in my life. Or if not, coming over to our house, you know what I mean? Or, you know, whatever. Obviously, my kids are involved and all this.
Yeah.
So it's one of those hard decisions, bro. And like I didn't. If I would have known that it was gonna happen this way, then yeah, I probably would have just, you know, saved it all and just cut it off then. But I needed all that to grow. I needed the wisdom. I needed the growth. I needed to realize that who I was going to become was going to have to go through so much sacrifice and pain and deal with just so much emotion and just have to continue being strong through all this shit so that you can continue going, so that, you know, you could just make it out and just see the light that's always at the end of the tunnel that they always say. And that's exactly what I did. Not that I did it, but I told God, listen, all this is going on. Please allow it to just separate and go its way where it needs to, however it is, but peacefully. They made a decision to separate.
Yeah.
But they also made a decision to take me to court and do all kinds of other funky, crazy shit. So, yeah. And that court day was on my birthday, 33 years old. That's why I had an awakening. And I just realized, because, like, they, you know, you have to, like, file a reason why you're taking someone to court. They had a whole book, bro. They had a book they were trying to underline that I had a problem since I was born. So they even brought in paperwork from the hospital the day I was born till my senior year. Try just batshit crazy. Obviously, the judge and the mediator and the court, they knew right away. They can detect this shit. They could detect bullshitters and, you know, nutcases and all that.
Yeah.
So when me and my wife had to go to the mediator and go, you know, talk and be like, well, we were scared. We're like, what the fuck, bro? Like, court? Like, they're all sending all these other people to the house, all kinds of shit, bro. Like, just batshit crazy. But nobody's gonna fucking, like, you know, lay down the law except for the judge. You know what I mean? The cops can just do what they can do. The other people can just say this and that. It's like, whoa, just wait till your court date. Mediator, we had to meet with them the day before. The mediator shouted to her. She didn't even have to sit us in the room. She just walked up to us. She's like, yo, I just got your case like 15 minutes ago. The other person got sick with COVID, so I got your case. I just, you know, blatantly, you know, read through it, really. And she said, I could already tell you guys are going to be good. You guys are good. I can already tell what kind of case this is, and I can't wait to talk to your mom. So we were like, okay, well, that relieved a lot of stress on us, because my mom was all talking about, you know, wanting to have, you know, like holiday custody of my kid and this. Yeah, bro, like thinking a grandparent had some fucking authority, you know what I mean, to think like, oh, I'm going to have your kid on holidays with no supervision and some other shit, bro. Just a lot of drama in it, a lot of fabricated lies, you know what I mean? Things just to make someone else look bad, but when it's really just a reflection of the things that they went through in their life, bringing you up. And, you know, it's just crazy because, you know, it all started with just putting a small little boundary around them, you know, because I was just trying to protect my family. Yeah. And so I just with all that court thing, that's just when I just realized all this stuff, because I had to read it too, and I'm like, wow, they really just been trying to make me look like something I wasn't since the beginning. Because there was things where, like, they try to tell the teachers in elementary that, you know, oh, he doesn't listen at the house, he's basically an animal at the house, you know what I mean, doesn't listen, just, you know, just wild, whatever. But the teachers, they always had something different to say, nicer, more positive. Like, and the teachers would even say the way the parents describe him is not the way that he is here. So anyways, bro, it's just a lot of shit, bro, that, you know, went through and had to separate and do all that and go through. So that's why, like, you know, I went through what I went through, and just being here where I am now, I don't know, just.
I love it, bro. I love it. Sometimes you got to do what's right for you, no matter what, you know, what's right for you and your family. And you got to get away from those people, no matter if it's your parents, your family members, your friends, a job, whatever, you know, you got to do what's best for you. And, yeah, man, it takes a lot to do that. And I can only imagine how hard it could be, but, like, the stuff that you're dealing with is gonna provide a better life for your children now, right? You know, exactly. You're gonna be in a better headspace, and they're not gonna have that negative energy around. And yeah, sometimes as the kid, that you gotta be the one to break that cycle.
Yeah, you know? Bro. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do it without my wife either. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
She was a big support through it all. You know. And that's the thing, bro. She wasn't scared. You know what I mean? Maybe like a friend or anybody else would have been like, yo, this is like way too much, bro. Like, I'm out. Like,
yeah.
But hell no, she stuck through it, bro.
Good, bro.
You know what I mean? So she did, and that's what made me, you know, obviously like just stand tall over it. So, you know, the reason for listening to pain music, sad music, whatever, is because some of the rappers that I listen to, I listen because they kind of went through similar things. You know what I mean? It may not have been their mom or dad, but like still shit that relates to. And they also don't just talk about that. They talk about how they overcame it.
Yeah.
And they talk about how they're protecting their heart now or their mind. But not only that, I see what they're doing with music and how big they are. And that's reasons that they channel that pain and energy to that, to, you know what I mean? You gotta channel it. So that's why, like, you know, it shows me hope that these artists are like who they are, and they're big and they're mainstream, but they went through so much shit. So it's just like, to me, that's why I listen to them. That's why I give them respect too, because it's like they went through a lot of shit and they're here speaking about it, and they're talking about their wrongs, but they're not asking for shit back in return, or they're not asking for people to forgive them, but they just moving forward with life, with whatever it is that happened. They went through with it. They got through it. They are who they are now. And you know what I mean? Like, so that's why, like, I just feel like it's just a little bit more motivating. I don't just sit there, you know, and smoke and just dwell on the past listening to it. You know what I mean? Like, I just use it to my own motivation. Yeah, I just use it to my own motivation. Like, I'm going to channel my energy through and my pain and go do what I have to do.
Yeah.
You know?
I love it, bro. I love it, man. Thank you for sharing your story, bro. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you, bro. It's really the first time I spoke on that.
Yeah, for sure.
But I just need I need to be vulnerable, and I need to let people know, you know, what it is that some people can be going through. You know what I mean? And what it is that makes them become who they are, or make them do the things that they do. And, you know, whether it's, you know, being very successful, or whether it's just someone that has just done a lot of shit in their life, they just kept going. You know what I mean? I've let people see my mistakes that I've made. Like, people have seen mistakes I've made. You know, people have seen me take breaks, but I'll never let no one see me give up.
Yeah, for sure.
Never. I'll never let no one see me give up.
I love it, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Because myself, I can't let myself down. I have like these little buddies. I was watching the interview with Theo Von.
Yeah.
And he was with Kevin Gates, and, you know, it was just something about... It was funny because I don't know how they got on the topic, but it was a long topic, and they were just talking about, like, you know, what is it that just keeps you going, even though you have all this and this, that. They're like, why do you just continue pushing? It's just, I just feels like it's like this little buddy inside of me, you know what I mean? And I just feel, for me, I just feel it's that kid inside of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That always wanted to do these certain things, but just was blocked by negative forces, or, you know, was, you know, whatever it is. And I just tell myself, like, you're going to be there. You're going to still do that. You know what I mean? So I have had talks with that little kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, all the time. Like, this is like a year or 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, you know, making commitments to myself and honoring them and going through with them. You know what I mean? That's what makes me feel good.
Good,
you know what
bro.
I mean? Yeah, because I'm doing it for myself now. You know what I mean? I still give my energy out to everyone else. I do, because we're working, but we're working towards the same shit. You know, I'm not just working for somebody. Mm-hmm. We're working together now, you know? So, yeah, man.
I love it, bro. So, November 22nd in Isla Vista.
2 o'clock to 7.
2 o'clock to 7, 805 Media Day. So if people want to be a part of it, is there still openings, or?
Oh, yeah, bro. Okay. Yeah, I mean, people are still hitting me up to this day, whether it's to join the raffle, or whether it's to, you know, do podcasts or interviews, or just anything, really, you know? So, yeah, it's definitely open. It's all open till the day it comes.
Got it. I love it, bro.
Yeah.
Anthony, thank you for sharing your story with me, bro. I appreciate it, man. And I look forward to the event and new networking with the locals out there.
Yeah, man, definitely. I definitely look forward to you coming to the event, checking out, and seeing what it is that we're all putting together, man. And I know a lot of people look forward to meeting you too, bro.
Awesome, man. I'm excited for it.
It was an honor to be here, man.
Hey, likewise, bro. Thank you. So if people want to connect with you, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Rarebreed 805.
Rarebreed
on
805.
Instagram right now. Rarebreed 805 Instagram, or you can email me prominentones@icloud.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Rare breed.
Yeah, and
Hey, bro.
just so that everybody
Thank you,
knows
man.
too, you know what I'm saying? Hit me up for anything, you know, whether it's consulting, whether it's advice, whether it's, you know, some moves you want to make in music, whether it is 805 Media Day, you know. I am not just known for 805 Media Day. I'm known for a lot of many things, you know, just helping out the area, helping out artists, and just making moves, making plays. So just hit me up, man. Like, you know, we're a label. We're a music label too, so Prominent Records.
I love it. Damn, bro. You're doing it all.
I'm trying to, man.
One day at a time. That's all you can do.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad you're doing it, man. But thank you again for your time, bro. I appreciate you. And thank you guys for listening. Once again, this is Downtime with Downstar, and we out. Peace.
Yeah.